Right, we have to get ready for Thursday's match. The Europa Conference League matches are starting to get that rhythm. Unlike Manchester United, which lost against Young Boys, Roma will not lose against Cska Sofia. I'm sure about that. But before reaching the watch along on Thursday, we need to, there are a few steps we have to place to get there. And the first one is this live stream. My predicted 11 for Cska Sofia in the first match of the Europa Conference League, and Alex's predicted 11 for that match. Now, I think it will be a match where Mourinho will do something he has barely done as a manager of AS Roma, and this thing is called a turnover. Now, I strongly believe a turnover is a must against Cska Sofia, for the main reason being that we've seen a match against Sassuolo, the players are tired, and we can't do anything, international duties and a lot of matches, straight after the other are a big killer for the entire football generation. But, AS Roma especially have quite a fair amount of players which go to international duties, obviously. So I think this match will reserve some surprises. There will be some surprises. Mourinho will put some players which barely ever played for Roma this season, maybe had a few minutes in friendly matches, but didn't have a good part of this main season at AS Roma. But before we get into my predicted 11, if you're new here, please subscribe down below, bottom right hand corner. It supports me so much. Also like this video. And let's get onto the predicted 11. Now, I put Rui Patricio in goal because, a turnover is a turnover, and it means that new players are going to get experimented. But I don't want to see Fusato in goal, just because I think if Fusato will play, I think Rui Patricio good streak of matches, Rui Patricio's good security will blast off, right? I think it will disappear if Rui Patricio doesn't keep on playing, doesn't keep on performing, doesn't keep on the security he had for these matches. So I do think Rui Patricio will start, and I think for the best of Roma, for the better of this club, I think Rui Patricio should start. He has been the man of the match against Sassuolo, and possibly the two matches against Trabzonspor, as well as the matches against Fiorentina as well. He has had a great impact for AS Roma. At the start of the season in July, I was criticizing myself, Rui Patricio, and I do contradict every single thing I've said against Rui Patricio. But I wasn't prepared to see such a Rui Patricio, such a secure Rui Patricio, such a confident Rui Patricio. He's been our man of the match for many matches. So he will start the match against Cska Sofia. He'll definitely start. And then moving on to the four defenders. Now, as you can see from your top right corner, I did go with a 4-2-3-1. Now, I think Alex went with a 4-2-2-2, and I wouldn't exclude that. But I kept on with a classic module like Mourinho loves playing with, because I believe that Mourinho doesn't, he's a manager which changes stuff, but doesn't really love changing stuff, right? We've seen this with all of these matches. He was playing the same players. So as much as I think there could be a potential schedule change of module, and maybe Mourinho will adopt a 4-2-2-2, I still went with a 4-2-3-1 because I think it's his tactics lay on this 4-2-3-1. Roma have won every single match with a 4-2-3-1, so I'm going to stick with it. So my four defenders, some surprises. Now, I went with Karsdorp because I think Reynolds needs to improve. Now, I think the only way of improving is obviously to make him play. But I think this is a match which Roma are the favourites. Right now on Tuesday, I'm saying it. I think Roma will win this match. But you're never sure with Roma, right? Anything could happen. So I think Mourinho needs to keep some classic top 11 players which he's used to play with in these first matches, just to plant the roots to this match, right? So I think Karsdorp will win, and I put Karsdorp for the main factor being that he didn't perform well against Sassuolo, and now that many tough matches are coming in the Serie A especially, I think he needs to get that rhythm, that good form back in his legs. So that's the main reason of why I put Karsdorp in a way. But I wouldn't exclude Brian Reynolds to play. You know, I definitely would consider that. But obviously this is my predicted 11 and I'm going with Karsdorp. And now moving on to my two centre backs. We are going to see, in my opinion, the two centre backs which have never played in this start of the season. We are used to seeing Mancini and Ibanez, which against Salernitana, against Trabzonspor, against Fiorentina were solid, but against Sassuolo they were shaky in defense. And I think both of them are tired. Both of them need some time to reassess, to reestablish everything, and they will probably be back playing against Verona. But there's a match before the match against Verona, and it is an important match, because I do not want to end up like Manchester United not winning with young boys. Because, Manchester United will probably, get through that group stage, but with a lot of difficulties, because Atalanta and Villarreal, in compared to young boys, are very, very, very dangerous and tough opponents. I don't want to end up like Manchester United. I want to win this match. I want to batter Cska Sofia. So there will be turnover, especially in the defensive section, but we have to keep some experience there. You can't play academy players only, because they're not going to win this match, and this match is key. So I put Smalling, who's back from his injury, should have played the match against Sassuolo, but wasn't back ready. So I put Smalling and Kumbula. Now Kumbula is a player which was supposed to play many matches, but then lost the final draw against Ibanez, and Mourinho chose Ibanez to play. I think Smalling and Kumbula are two completely different players, but I think this obviously can be a negative factor because these two players are not used to playing together. They could cause some difficulties to Roma's defense, but at the same time, Smalling's experience could make Kumbula learn a lot. So them two are my two centre backs. And my left back, I'm not going to put Vigna, because Vigna was not the best against Sassuolo, for the main reason being that he's tired, his muscles weren't working that well, he's not 100% fit, he was coming from an injury with the Uruguayan national team, so I don't expect Vigna playing. I expect Vigna resting. He's played every match up to now, Europa Conference League and Serie A, both together, so he will rest. It's a good chance to see Calafiori. He's a young talent which has incredible potentials. So Calafiori, Kumbula, Smalling and Karsdorp just to play in front of Rui Patricio. And that's my defensive section. Now, moving on to my two defensive midfielders, we're used to seeing Veretout and Cristante. And Cristante has been very solid against Sassuolo. In fact, he's been better than Veretout in the match against Sassuolo. Veretout is one of these players which, unfortunately, unlike Veretout and Cristante, the two players I chose, which are Diawara and Villar, are going to cause some problems for AS Roma. Now, they are two young players, right? And I think both of them have incredible potentials. Diawara was very close into signing with many clubs this summer, Galatasaray, Wolverhampton and Torino, but then he refused each offer. So he wants to stay at Roma. He wants a big part of this project. Now, the responsibilities are for Mourinho. Diawara told Mourinho, I want to stay, I want to play, I want to convince you. Now it's Mourinho's turn to play him, and Diawara will convince us because he's got the potentials. And as soon as Diawara becomes a more aggressive defensive midfielder, he could seriously be the next defensive midfield next to Veretout, sending Cristante onto sitting on the bench. That could easily happen, but Diawara needs to convince us. And then obviously we've got Villar. Villar is someone who I think Mourinho should have more confidence on, because the match against Salernitana, Mourinho told Villar to sit on the stands for personal reasons. And obviously that wasn't psychologically encouraging and for Villar. Also, Villar's parents' car got stolen this week, and he asked help on social media. So psychologically, in my opinion, Villar is not that ready for this match. And in fact, playing next to Diawara, they know each other, right? With Fonseca, they always played together. Diawara and Villar always did. But with Mourinho, I think they need to still get used to playing together. I think these two players, unlike Cristante and Veretout, are way less aggressive, way less, persuasive in a way. So that is why I think Roma will have some difficulties in the defensive midfielder section, because obviously covering Veretout and Cristante's responsibilities is, you have a lot of pressure on it. But it's a good chance to see Villar and Diawara, because as I said in many live streams, Cristante and Veretout will not be able to play each match. They will get tired. So as soon as Villar, Diawara, maybe other academy players as well, such as Darboy, convince Mourinho, we shall see them playing in this area as well. Now let's move onto the attacking section, because my three attacking midfielders, as you can see, covering Pellegrini's role as central, I put Mkhitaryan. Now many of you guys probably think Mkhitaryan should rest, but as I said at the start, I think Mourinho should keep some traditional players to build the roots of this match and to teach other players as well. Because apart from Mkhitaryan and Karsdorp in my predicted 11, and Rui Patricio, no one has played this season, and they will have a lot of pressure. So I think Mourinho will choose 2, maybe 3 top traditional players, which he already chose in many matches, and will play this match. And I think Mkhitaryan is one of them. Mkhitaryan is someone who needs to back the goals, who have a lot of contributions, and I think Mkhitaryan will play as a central attacking midfielder. And on the sides, I'm going to see Corles Perez for sure. He had a great impact on the match against Sassuolo. Gave the pass to Shomurodov, who gave it to El Shaarawy and then scored. Corles Perez is a player which needs to show more. He needs to completely turn his potential into reality, and he can really consider being a top player at Roma who will play a lot of matches. On the other side, I went with Shomurodov. Now, this is my big question mark of the evening, because either Shomurodov or El Shaarawy will play. Obviously, the reasons for El Shaarawy are that he scored against Sassuolo and wants to continue this good streak, possibly. But Shomurodov, because playing Shomurodov can add a lot of talent to this team. So both of them could play at the same time, but that means that Borja Mayoral will not play, in my opinion. And I think Borja Mayoral will definitely play this match. I'm going to bet some money on it. In fact, actually, I'm not gonna, but if I was gonna bet some money, I would definitely bet on Borja Mayoral starting. He will start, he didn't have many chances. He's a good striker, a Europa Conference League striker, I'd say, perfect for this tournament. So he'll start as my striker. But the big question mark for me is if Shomurodov or El Shaarawy will play. Both would benefit. Obviously, both of them would benefit this club if they play. But we'll see, I think the 3 points to start off the Europa Conference League journey on Thursday are a must, just like Roma did in these matches, to continue this streak, to present yourself against your next opponents as, we beat everyone up to now. I'm going to beat you as well. That's what Roma want to aim at. And yeah, this was my predicted 11. Just to recap: Rui Patricio in goal, Calafiori, Kumbula, Smalling and Karsdorp in defense, Villar and Diawara as the lower midfielders, Shomurodov, Mkhitaryan and Corles Perez as higher midfielders, and Borja Mayoral up front. Now, I had said my predicted 11. Now, let's go see what Alex thinks, shall we? Because I think Alex will maybe agree. Most of the players, he will agree with me, but some of them will change. Let's go see what Alex thinks.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Simon Show. You know what it is when you see this right here. It is AS Roma. We did it on Sunday and we're about to do it again. Here is a predicted 11 for the match between AS Roma versus Cska Sofia. I'm going to get right to it. Top 11. In goal is Rui Patricio. On the right-hand side of defense will be Reynolds. At the center of the defense will be Smalling and Kambula. On the left-hand side will be Calafiori. At the center of midfield, or sort of defensive midfield, central midfield, whichever you want to call it, I believe we would see Bovi and Cristante. Cristante has been in top form, so he will be starting again. Rui Patricio has to continue that high confidence so we could try and keep a clean sheet. The two attacking sides now on the left of midfield and the right of midfield. We would see El Shaarawy and we would see Carlos Perez. We're going to have a striking partnership of Mayoral and Shomurodov as strikers, or a striking pair. Yes, you heard it from me. It's going to be a 4-4-2. I'm calling it on the Simon Show. Jose Mourinho will be going with something different because we need to rest Pellegrini. We need to rest other key players such as Zaniolo, Mkhitaryan. I believe unless there is another midfielder out there who could play as well as Cristante, then I would say rest Cristante. But until that, it's a 4-4-2 formation. Rui Patricio, that confidence is to continue. Reynolds on the right side of defense. Smalling, Kambula at the center. Calafiori on the left side. We have Bovi, Cristante, midfield pair, navigating, running up there at the center of the midfield. We have on the right-hand side, Carlos Perez. On the left-hand side, El Shaarawy. We have Shomurodov and Mayoral up front. Now, Shomurodov may drop back, but Mayoral will be going in blaze. The Uzbekistan Dynamite will score a goal is one of my other predictions as well. Once again, hit that subscriber button. It's Alex here. Have a great one. Take care and see you with 3 points in the bag. Cheers. I'm out.
Right, so it was very, very interesting to see Alex, thinking about Mourinho changing the tactics a bit. He went with a 4-4-2-2, which could become a 4-2-2-2. I went with the classic 4-2-3-1. In fact, you saw it before. And yeah, it was a quick live stream. Our predicted 11s for the match on Thursday against Cska Sofia. Let me know as soon as this live stream becomes a video. Comment down below who you agree with the most. Is it me or Alex? Let me know in the comments below. It's a quick live stream today. I'll catch you tomorrow for Mourinho's press conference analysis/reaction for Cska Sofia. It'll be interesting because he's bringing El Shaarawy with him to the press conference and we'll analyze that together. Then on Thursday will be the Europa Conference League watch along. And yeah, it'll be great. Tune in, set a reminder on your calendars, and I'll catch you in a bit. Go enjoy some Champions League football. It's some good one tonight. Barca against Bayern. And yeah, good night and take care. Subscribe, like this video, and if you're there, follow me on Instagram at _the Simon Show. Cheers, good night and take care.